Good evening, everyone. Tonight's lesson is about communication. So now I'm just waiting to see who's going to show up for my class today. So I'm hoping some of you will join. We're going to talk about ways of communicating, communication skills, how we communicate. So I'm looking forward to get you guys' feedback. Hello, Michael. Can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah, hello, Madelyn.
Hello, how are you?
I'm okay, and you?
Oh, okay, also, thank you. So,
Yeah.
continue.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Could you repeat?
I don't know. I didn't really say anything. You started talking, so I stopped. I'm talking about communication today.
I'm sorry. I have a sound delay or something like that.
Okay.
And I don't hear you. And we're talking about communication, yeah?
Communication. Communication. Okay, can you hear me now?
No, yes.
You can hear me. Okay. Okay. So, hello, Dimitri.
Hello, Madelyn.
Hello, how are you?
Thank you. And you?
Oh, not bad, thank you. Thank you. And we have Svetlana. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. And you?
Oh, not bad, thank you. Thank you. Today, we're going to discuss communication. So, first of all, let me ask you, Svetlana, what are some ways of communication? Maybe just give me one or two ways of communication.
What do you mean? We can communication directly. I am face to face. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
You have
And
face to.
by Skype, by phone. Yes.
Yes.
Or you mean something different?
No, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, so you gave me a few examples. Okay, Michael, what about you? Other ways of communication? You have Skype, telephone, anything else? Okay, let's see, Dimitri?
I think that face-by-face communication, phone, social networks.
Okay.
Viber.
Okay, Viber is another popular one. Okay, and we are welcoming, is it Mary?
Yes.
Okay, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
No, not bad, thank you. Okay, so so Mary, how often do you use Viber, or do you use Viber?
No.
Okay, do you use Skype?
Very seldom.
Okay, what form of communication do you use the most?
Social network, I think.
Okay.
And phone. And maybe if I tete-a-tete communication.
Okay, all right. And Dimitri, what about you? What form of communication do you use the most?
I think that face-by-face meetings with friends, phone communication, mailing.
Okay. Svetlana. Oh, go ahead.
And recently Viber.
And Viber. Okay.
Recently, yeah.
Okay, Svetlana, what about you?
I think I'm mostly communication by Skype because I have many friends from other city and other country, and with my coworker I have communication face by face.
Okay. Okay. So you use Skype quite often? Yes?
Yes, every day.
All right. All right. Let's see. Michael, are you there? Okay, Michael might be busy, so we'll just continue. How do you think, Mary, how has communication changed? Let's say maybe in 10 years. What do you think? How has it changed?
I think we see very big progress and now in our day. So communication very change for 10 years. We have internet now.
Okay.
And maybe phone. We have different kind of communication.
Okay. Dimitri, what do you think? Do you agree with Mary or anything else you would like to add?
I fully agree that during the last 10 years we have a great jump in communication sphere, and even if something like web conferences, if 10 years ago we have no opportunity to communicate with you in such way.
True, yeah. Okay. Svetlana, what would you like to add something to this?
I would to say when I finished my school, it was about 25 years ago. I cannot imagine myself what the communication reach nowadays progress.
Yes, progress has come a long ways with communication. But do you think that maybe this progress has caused maybe some problems in communication?
Can I? Sorry.
Huh? Go ahead, Svetlana. You wanted to say something.
Yes. Recently I had heard the TED talking, discuss with Monica Lewinsky, who silent about 20 years, and now she want to say how was hard for her the situation in her life, because it was widely, как сказать, широкое распространение, widely how?
Widely spread.
Widely spread, yes. And she organized the group to depend to help the people who was offended in network, because it's very easy to insult somebody in a network where we all anonymous. Yes.
Yes, okay, so this is called this problem now. You can have a cyber bully.
Cyberbully.
It's the person who insults you through internet communication by some type of mobile device.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, Dimitri, what about for you? Has there been some problems associated with how communication has changed?
Yes, I think that all new opportunities provide not only good things, but sometimes bad things, because it decreases the level of personal security sometimes. Also, it depends how people use it, mostly.
Okay.
So any mean of communication you may use in a good way or in a bad way.
All right. Maria, what about you?
Maybe now I more often speak with my friend in internet than I, but very seldom meet my friends. And maybe if I don't have internet, I meet my friend more often. And I think it's more maybe a negative side.
Okay, so if you didn't have the internet, you wouldn't meet with them more often, or you would meet with them more often?
If I didn't have internet, I would be meet with them often.
You would.
Than I do now.
Okay. Okay.
I fully agree with Maria. I have the same problem sometimes with the friends.
Okay, I was going to ask you, Dimitri, what about you? Svetlana, do you spend less time with your friends now because of the internet?
I think by internet more time when really meeting. I have many friends in other city, other country, because I'm not grew up in Krasnodar where I live now, and the internet is more important part of my life for communication.
Okay, I'm the same way with you, Svetlana. I live in a place in which I didn't grow up, so I talk to a lot of my friends and family on the internet. But now, question: do you use the internet for your friends and/or family in the same city in which you live in?
I haven't member of my family in my city because my parents live in other country, my son live in other country, my sister live in other country. I haven't nobody.
Okay, you have an international family, Svetlana. They're all over. Okay. What about your friends in the same city as you? Do you use the internet to communicate, or do you to them directly?
More often by phone and directly, not to use internet to communication with my friends in this city.
Okay. Dimitri, what about you? Your friends and/or family in the same city in which you live, how do you communicate with them?
I think that sometimes we even use Viber to communicate with my wife and my mother if we are in one house but in different rooms. Or even sometimes we are sitting on one table eating something and we write to each other.
Viber? Oh, wow. I saw a post about that where two people are sitting typing and they're typing to each other and they're just right next to each other. Okay.
I've even seen the advertisement in the internet, some movie or some small clip about such situation and like social advertisement. Not to use your phones when you are with your family.
Okay, yeah. All right, Maria, what about you? Do you use the internet for your friends and or family in the same city as you?
No, I use internet for people who not live in this city because I don't have friends in this city.
Oh, okay. 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 So, oh, sorry, I forgot what I was going to ask. When it comes to communication, how do you think it will change? How do you think it will change in the future from the way it is now? Do you think in 10 years we will still use Viber, Dimitri? Or
I think that it will be something else in 10 years, it's for sure. But also I see a negative tendency in the way of using social network for now. Because I have a lot of my friends that delete the accounts from Contact or Facebook, and they don't want to provide their private information to everybody, so they just want to use some new communication means like Viber or some else to have direct communication with somebody they want.
okay, Svetlana, how do you think maybe communication will change?
I can't imagine myself, but recently my son told me about his friend who lives in Prague and haven't a cell phone. I was very surprised. I think it's one guy in Europe who hasn't a cell phone.
Okay. All right. Maria, what about you? How do you think maybe communication will change?
I think we have a progress and it will be continue, and I can imagine what happened, but I think maybe it will be something like hologram.
Oh, like by hologram. Okay, that's an interesting idea. We'll have to wait and see. So, what do you think are some of the most important things about communication? Do you think such things as pronunciation are important or grammar when speaking? Svetlana, what do you think?
I prefer the people who can tell write and know the grammar and punctuation, and I like the smart people.
Okay, so you find that this is important, yes? Pronunciation,
Yes, I think it's important.
grammar,
Yes,
okay, punctuation.
yes.
Okay, Dimitri, what about you? Do you think this is important in communication?
Yes, I think that if you want to have a high quality of such communication, you should meet all these requirements, and you should know grammar, punctuation, and everything. It's for writing, sure, and for oral, you should also have a good pronunciation, and so you should train it.
Okay. Hello, I want to welcome Andre. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good, good. So we're on the topic of communication.
I know it. Yeah.
Okay. So I was asking the question, How important is pronunciation, grammar in communication for you?
Well, I think that pronunciation on the first place, and then goes grammar, and what was the third?
Oh, well, did I say a third one?
No.
Well, it could be
Sorry.
stress, punctuation, anything. I was just giving
Well,
examples.
Examples. I can say that pronunciation is very important because if you haven't speak English very good yet, you have to watch very clear for your pronunciation. I don't know, how to explain it. So yeah, pronunciation on the first place.
Okay.
It's what I exactly want to say.
Okay. Okay, Maria, what about for you? What's important in communication? Pronunciation, grammar, punctuation?
I think all of this stuff very important because I see 10, yes. I have a sister. She younger than I, and all time when she wrote something for me, I see abbreviation, and I understand that our language reduce more and more. We don't use maybe sometimes when it's simple speech. We don't use maybe some words, and I think it's the way that when language can die. So it's very not very good things, I think.
Okay. Okay, no, you talked about abbreviations. Andre, do you use abbreviations when you write something?
Abbreviation, yes, sometimes. Sometimes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Dimitri, do you do the same thing? On Viber, maybe?
I try not to do it, but if I need to write a lot and need to write something very quickly, I use it and only in informal way. If I write some formal information or formal mail, I think it should not be used.
Okay.
Except some standard abbreviations which I used all over the world and which are acceptable.
Okay. All right. Svetlana, what about you? Abbreviations in communication?
I am as well as Dmitry. I don't use this because I don't like.
Okay. All right. Now the next question, since we have men and women, should be a very good question. Your style of communication, how do you think a man communicates differently from a woman?
Yes.
How do you think the style is different?
Because if all time men maybe they have other way like they think and they communication different. Maybe their mind little not like us.
Okay. All right. Dimitri, Andre, do you want to add something? How do you think your communication style is different?
I think it's not mostly depend on men or women, but we have such attitude to the situation because most men say only what is important for them, and try to say when it is important, and don't say anything else. But women mostly like to say a lot and to talk a lot with the other women. But it is in general, not for each person.
Okay.
I have some examples of men who are talking more and more actively than his wife.
Okay, sometimes this can happen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, Andre, any thoughts on this? Maybe how your style of communication is different from a woman?
I don't know, actually. I don't see some difference between those styles, you know. So I don't think what to say.
Okay. It's all right. I'm not trying to start a war, but sometimes men and women do communicate differently. Okay, Svetlana, what are your thoughts about the difference in communication?
I think different. I think women are more emotional, and their communication is more longer because we like to speak. Our brain is different from men. From men.
Okay, all right,
We can see this often in the film when police have evidence and some note, and they didn't know who wrote this. They know this is woman or man.
because of the length of the note, the details.
Yes, because men use maybe noun, verb, but women use adjective more.
Okay, all right. How important is body language in communication? Body language. What do you think, Andre? Body language. How important is this in communication?
Wow.
Because everyone uses it. So, any ideas? Okay, maybe I will change my question just a little bit. For example, Andre, how do you express anger? When you're angry, how can someone know that you're angry?
Maybe Andre is out of connection.
All right. Okay, Dimitri, let me ask you then. How do you express anger?
Oh, it's very interesting question, because I can't see myself when I express it. I just should stay in front of the mirror to see it. But for your first question, I think that the body language is important, and sometimes when you have some presentation or speech, it makes the background for what are you telling to the audience.
Okay. I had a lesson about gestures some time ago, and I had to actually act them out to show my students what I meant. And it was a very good discussion because you can tell when someone is bored or upset about something. So, Svetlana, how do you express your anger?
I don't know. I try to not to show what I angry or said or mad, but I think what gestures can tell a lot about of people and psychology. Count what it's very important to see your your communicator, your собеседник, как сказать, Андрей, не подскажете?
Oh,
Speak, the person with whom you speak, yes?
your audience.
Audience.
Yes, I will write it.
Аудитория.
Your audience.
Maybe.
Interlocutor. Yes or no?
Repeat, please.
One second.
Interlocutor. Companion.
Your companion.
Companion. Yes.
Your companion. Like this. The person in whom you're speaking with.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes. It can also be your audience. Audience does not always mean a large amount of people. It can just mean one or two even.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, Maria? Oh.
Oh, I will say after Maria.
Okay. Maria.
Ladies first.
How do you express your anger?
I stop talking.
You
When I silence, it means something wrong with me.
Okay. So are you usually talkative, Maria?
With a relative, yes.
Okay. Okay. Okay, Dimitri?
I just want to add about the body language. It may be very useful to see such series as Lie to Me, to see how you should express anger, sad, or something else, happiness.
Okay, yeah, I've seen some of this TV show. It's very good.
Mm.
I agree. Mm-hmm. But no, I asked about anger, and no one mentioned this, but Dimitri, does your voice get higher? Does your voice raise?
Sure, I agree with you that when the person is angry, he try to increase the level of his voice because he wants to say that what he is talking is more important than the other.
Okay. All right. Svetlana, when you're angry, do you gesture?
I think yes.
Okay.
I'm not notice how I behave in this moment, but I think I can have some gestures.
Okay. And Maria, what about you? You said you get quiet, but do you ever raise your voice when you're angry?
No, maybe it's something dangerous. Maybe I can loud. I can be loud, but in usual situation, no.
No, you're just quiet, yeah? Okay. Dimitri, how do you express your excitement about something? How do you communicate that you're excited?
In body language?
Well, yeah, or just in all types of communication, or any type.
I think that when I'm excited, I try to explain everybody and to tell everybody about this thing or this situation about which I am excited, and I think that there is some special sight in the eyes.
Okay, all right. Svetlana, do you ever jump up and down when you're excited?
What?
Do you ever jump up and down?
Jump? Up and
Jump
down?
up and down. When you're excited.
I think up. I think up because if I excited, I try to say more and loudly and speedy and I hurry to say everybody how I feeling.
Okay. So I'm talking about jumping. You know when you jump up and down? Jump.
Jumping,
Like a
you
bunny.
mean jumping in directly means yes? No,
Yeah.
I'm not jumping.
Okay, because sometimes when people are excited, no, especially children, I guess, they jump up and down.
I didn't understand. Sorry. I think my voice loud up or too blame.
You speak loudly.
Yes.
Okay, Maria, what about you? What about when you're excited about something?
I can jump up and down.
You can jump up and down. Very good.
Something great, maybe. And I try tell everybody about something. If it's very great things.
Okay. Okay. Dimitri, what about when you're disappointed with something?
I think when I'm disappointed, I don't say anything. I just keep calm.
Oh, okay. You're quiet. Your Viber isn't working, right?
Maybe it's working, but with no answers to any questions, no any messages.
Okay. Okay. Svetlana, what about when you are disappointed?
I think if I have disappointed, I need to think about it, and I'm silent too. Not communication with somebody.
Okay, you go quiet. Maria, when you're disappointed.
I think it depends on situation. Maybe it's if I need have solution. Maybe I try do something all time. But if it's not depend on me, I maybe don't want to tell with anybody.
Okay. Okay. Okay, Dimitri, what would you say is some good qualities of a good communicator?
I think that good communicator should, first of all, good language. No language good, yes. You should try to provide information in a quick and understandable manner, and should check if the information is provided fully and is delivered to the audience. Maybe sometimes ask some questions about the result. And anyway, good communicator should does his best to understand the audience and their, I think, their mood and what they want to hear.
Okay. All right, Svetlana, what about for you? The qualities of a good communicator.
I think what good communication is the person who can accept your point without offend, without insult,
Without being insulted.
Yes, without being insulted, accept your different point of something. It's very, very important when we have a discuss, not scold, not insult each other. If we have different point of something, we need to learn why and respect other people who has another point.
Okay. Maria, what about you? Some good qualities of a good communicator.
I think first people can listen each other because sometimes people doesn't listen anyone and has good vocabulary and use it maybe and be politely.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to mention that about being a good listener. I think it's very key, from my personal opinion, about good communication skills. What do you think, Dimitri, the importance of being a good listener?
Yeah, it's the other hand for the receiver of information who want to understand it, and the good listener is even better than the good talker.
Yes. Svetlana, what do you think?
Sorry, please, can you ask one time?
Yes, I was talking about the importance of being a good listener.
Good listener. I think it's very important, and I think what's I said about the more important in communication, and Maria, yes, said about the same things, and it's very, very important to be good listener.
Yes, yes. Okay, I want to ask you guys about topics in communication. For example, when you're with your friends, what are appropriate topics that you discuss with your friends? What would be an appropriate topic? Let's see, Maria, let's start with you. What type of topics do you discuss with your friends?
I didn't see my friends for a long time, and I see now it's maybe what happened with me, with them. Maybe it's about hobby, what exciting, maybe my friend. I think I can I can talk with my friends about everything. It can be book, maybe it can be art and something like that.
Okay, all right. Dimitri, what about you? Appropriate topics with your friends?
I think that mostly and recently I have a lot of meetings with the friends because of work, because of my family. So when I have an opportunity to meet with them, mostly our communication is about situation in the country, about what is new in our life, maybe about children, about maybe something about the rest or some restaurants, but mostly about the part of our lives between which we have no meetings.
Okay. Okay. Svetlana, what about for you? An appropriate topic or topics with your friends?
I have a different friends. Some people with we together go to hiking. I fond of hiking, and with this people we discuss about our plans for future hiking, future traveling, and with my with my friends of women, women, yes.
Women.
We usually discuss our children, our problem with next generation, and next generation. First thing, sorry, and a lot of people who know what my parents live in Ukraine ask me about how my relationship with situation in between our country, Russia and Ukraine. It's very hard for me because I don't like this discuss. I prefer avoid. Yes. No?
Yes, avoid. Yeah, yeah. It's. I know. One man. Yeah, his mom and his uncle no longer discuss it because one family member is in Russia, one family member is in Ukraine, so they try to avoid it completely now.
Yes.
Okay. Well, what about if you are talking to a stranger? A stranger. Maria, what can you talk about with a stranger?
Maybe weather.
Okay. Anything else?
It depends of situation. Where I meet the stranger, if it's in the mountain, it can be very interesting conversation. But it's maybe drunk man in the street. It's not really interesting, and I try avoid this situation.
Okay. If it's a drunk man, yeah. This is the time not to say anything, right?
Yes.
Okay, Dimitri, what type of topics do you discuss with a stranger?
I agree with Maria that it depends on the situation, but as you can remember, for the last 3 years, I have no any discussion with the strangers.
No. Well, no, actually, Dimitri, when you first came to my lesson, I was a stranger, and I don't remember, but we talked about some type of. We had a discussion.
I think I talked about what you are asking me.
Yeah. So it can be, but it's true.
I am open. I am an open person, so I may answer your question or the question of the stranger if you ask me.
Okay. But don't worry, because I don't ask anything personal. My culture is open, but there are some things we don't talk about with strangers or even relatives. But let me ask Svetlana. I'll explain a little bit more. Svetlana, what is an appropriate topic for a stranger?
I think there are many topics about the change climate, about weather, about culture, movie.
Okay, about communication.
About communication, yes.
Okay. I was going to explain just real briefly. In my culture, it is appropriate to ask a stranger about their family, their work, of course the weather, how many children they have, where they're from. One thing that we don't usually ask a stranger or even a relative is how much money they make. It's always kind of like a taboo subject.
Very different from our culture. In our culture, even if somebody asks this, nobody answer. We'll just say, "Oh, it's not a very interesting discussion. Let's speak about something else."
Yes. Maria, have you had this happen to you? A stranger ask you about your job or how much money you make?
Yes, in this summer I take sun bath. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
in the beach.
I took a bus.
I took a bus in the beach, and some guy start talk with me. He says that life is very bad because he was a very bad salary. But I asked him what he did for that do they life better, but I can do anything. So it's maybe we talk about salary and about political situation, and I understand that people say that they can do anything because they can't, but can do anything, not try do anything. And very often when we meet a stranger, they say similar history about themselves. Maybe it's my experience. I don't know.
No, okay. I just people have asked me here, and I just try to be like, well, I don't work all the time, or I have another explanation, so not to answer the question.
Yes. How to say жаловаться? Complain. Yes, people. Some people, not all of the people. Some people complain but do anything.
But don't do anything.
Yes, don't do anything.
Do anything. Mm-hmm. Okay. What about your relatives, Dimitri? What do you talk about with your relatives?
As now I have a small child, less than 1 year old, so most of our talks is now about my daughter.
Ah, you have a little girl. Congratulations.
Yes, so it's for now. But if in another situation, I think with father, I talk about some hobbies, about cars, about TV shows, something like this. And with mother, it's mostly about my life, my communication with wife, and so on.
Okay, I have one student, his child is about 1.5 years. He knows where all the diapers are on sale in the city and what's the best pediatrician. It's amazing. He knows where everyone is in the city. That's good for small children.
Yeah.
Okay, Svetlana, what about you? What do you talk about with your relatives? What topics?
Because we live in a different country, usually I tell about my son, about my work, and I ask my parents about their health, and that's all.
Okay. Maria, what do you talk about with your relatives?
About everything. Maybe with my mother, I usually talk about money,
Okay.
Very good.
I don't know why, but with my father I talk about books sometimes maybe program, sometimes about football, sometimes about everything, about if something happened with me and maybe if I do something interesting and I told him about it. So about English, about my class, about everything.
Okay, do your parents speak English?
No, my father learned English at school, but now he forgot. But my mother learned Dutch, yes, German.
German.
German, yes.
Uh-huh, okay. Okay. I see. Um, Dimitri, how often do you have communication in English? How often do you communicate in English?
Unfortunately, my communication in English now is mostly with you and in the interviews with new employees which I want to take a job with, because now I'm searching for a new job.
Oh, okay.
But also sometimes I try to communicate with my wife in English just for practice. But as we have the same level, it's not very good for us for increasing this level.
But it's okay though. If you are communicating with her, it's good. Even something simple as "How are you?" "What did you do today?"
Yeah, we try to do it day by day. Yes, sometimes when we have such opportunity, but we may do it only when we are only both of us, because if somebody else, it's strange for others.
I see. And you might even start talking to your daughter in English.
Yeah, I try to do it, and I even try to show her cartoons in English language, something like Teeny Love. I know it is very popular now for small children.
Okay.
You may search in YouTube.
Which one is it called again? Or can you type
Teeny
it?
Love. Teeny Love. I will.
Tiny Love. Okay.
I will write.
Okay.
Tiny. Yes. Thank you for
Okay.
correction.
Thank you. All right. I sometimes there's another real popular one called Fixiki, but you can find the English version called Fixies. It's the only difference on YouTube as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and can you write how it is?
Do you like this cartoon?
I think it's very educational.
I don't know. My little friend, he's 3 years old. They seen this cartoon, and I see and understand that it's not very good. I don't know. It's not like me. I don't know why.
You don't like it.
Yes, I don't like it.
Okay. Well, do you like Smishadiki?
No, it's something terrible. I
Okay, because if you would like to watch that one in English, it is like this. Nope, I didn't spell it right. But hold on, Svetlana, I'm sorry, I don't mean to ignore you. So, we were talking about.
Madelyn, sorry, if you don't mind, can I ask you? Yes.
Yes.
Where you live now? In Ukraine?
I'm in Ukraine.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you know some language, Russian language? Yes. No?
A little, yes.
Little. I got it because I notice you understand. Yes.
With some things, yes, I do understand.
How long you live in Ukraine?
Oh, for 10 years.
Oh, 10 years.
Yes.
Do you like it?
So that's why I talk about communication, because when people ask me certain questions I don't like to answer, sometimes I do tell them, I'm sorry, I don't understand Russian.
But if, maybe if you in the bus and you say people, I don't understand Russian, and you have a call, and you must speak in Russian, it may be funny situation.
True, true. I don't usually. No, I just mean when I'm in the bus, I can talk to someone, but I don't really use that excuse anymore because no one believes me. Now.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you all for coming, and I look forward to seeing you all next time. Whenever you have a chance to come. I will be back on Wednesday, yeah, and you can check my schedule for the coming week.
Okay.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you a lot.
You guys have a good evening. Take
Thank
care.
you. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.